Imagine sports car performance poised for action, ready for the moment you feel the urge to use it. This is the Volvo S60 R, a powerful yet refined vehicle to fulfill every aspect of your driving desire. The Volvo S60 R is one of the fastest cars Volvo has ever built. Advanced technologies interact to help put this power safely in your hands. Sophisticated suspension systems, all-wheel drive with instant traction, close ratio steering, and Brembo brakes all combine for an awe-inspiring drive. Our review subject represents the first generation S60 and was produced at the Volvo Cars Ghent assembly plant in Belgium in March of 2006. The S60R continued the tradition of R cars for Volvo beginning in 1995 with the introduction of the 850 T5R. To recap, 300 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 6 seconds. These are some of the numbers that will get your pulse racing when sitting at the wheel of a Volvo R model. Hey everyone, in today's review we are taking a look at this very nice, very well equipped 2006 Volvo S60 R. This will be a full in-depth review of the S60 R. We're going to show performance, we're going to show the engine, exterior, interior, and everything in between. Its full pricing is shown on screen, and a full options list breakdown is in the description box below. Our S60R is painted in passion red and features the neutral Gobi leather interior. The S60R chassis and driveline are highly advanced and consist of pre-charged, electronically controlled, all-wheel drive with instant traction all-wheel drive system. It works in conjunction with Volvo's 4C continuously controlled chassis concept semi-active chassis with 3 drive modes: Comfort, Sport, and Advanced Sport. Power comes from a 2.5 liter low pressure turbocharged dual overhead cam 20 valve inline 4-cylinder engine with dual charged air intercoolers. This engine is of aluminum block and head construction with port fuel injection, continuously variable intake and exhaust valves, and an 8.5 to 1 compression ratio. This engine creates 300 horsepower at 5,500 RPM, 295 pound-feet of torque at 1,950 RPM. The S60R can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.4 seconds. 0 to 100 miles per hour is in 13.9 seconds with a quarter mile reached in 14 seconds at 101 miles per hour. Its top speed is limited to 155 miles per hour. The S60R is equipped with the 18 US gallon fuel capacity, and it consumes 5.3 gallons per 100 miles driven, with an estimated total drive range of around 342 miles. EPA fuel economy figures are 16 miles per gallon in the city, 23 miles per gallon on the highway, and 19 miles per gallon combined. And while a 6-speed manual transmission is offered with a striking spaceball design, our review subject is actually equipped with a 6-speed I as in TF80 SC Geartronic automatic transmission. It does feature sport mode and manual shift capability. Via your paddle or your shifter here, you can tap up to upshift and down to downshift. Been looking for an S60 to review, and what better way to review an S60 than to find one that is the R model. These are increasingly hard to find. I really like the styling front and rear on this car, even on the profile. And as we walk along the profile, you'll kind of see what I mean. Alright, and around the rear of the S60R, not much differentiates it from the standard line of S60s. Typical Volvo style. The one thing that set it apart, especially in this passion red paint, was nothing more than the aluminum wheels and the body color spoiler here on the trunk. Other than that, it looks pretty much basic S60. One design trait I really love is this little shoulder here area where the lights tip down and that body crease follows the entire way down this car along the waistline. Something that Volvos don't really do anymore. Now taking a look at the tail lights, it's a stacked unit. You have your tail lights, brake lamps, and your rear fog lamps, reverse lights, and your turn indicators on the outside. And of course we do have ultrasonic parking sensors and this very pushed out to the extreme corner of this dual exhaust tip here. Again, the other differentiation is, of course, the presence of an R badge. Understated elegance. One of the better looking midsize cars, I think. Proportions just look right on this. Steering is a ZF Source Servotronic speed-dependent, power-assisted variable rate rack and pinion with 2.5 turns lock-to-lock and a 42.7-foot turning radius. Wheels on this car are silver-painted R-specific 17 by 8-inch aluminum wheels shot in 235/45 ZR17 tires. Brakes are power-assisted 4-wheel disc with 12.9-inch ventilated rotors front and rear, gripped by massive 4-piston Brembo calipers. They are assisted by ABS, emergency braking assist, and the electronic brake force distribution. These brakes can halt the S60R from 70 miles per hour to 0 in 168 feet. Now sadly, the car that I have is not actually in the best condition. You got a bumper here that doesn't really want to stay on. But like I said, they're really hard to find anymore. So I felt I'd review it anyway. Alright, and before we get inside, it's important to note that we do not have smart key access system here, but we do have keyless remote entry. It does use a special R designated key fob. Has this aluminum plate back here with the R badge. Up front though, it's typical Volvo. You have your lock, unlock, you have your trunk release, your panic, and your perimeter lighting. It's also a switchblade key. And let's go ahead and open the door and check it out. And getting into the front seat of the Volvo S60 is actually quite easy. It's got wide opening doors and a high roof line. And once you get inside, you'll see you have a tilt and telescoping adjustable steering wheel. It is manually adjustable. You've also got 8-way power driver and passenger seats. The driver's seat also features lumbar and 3 driver positional memory. Alright, and inside is really nicely fitted. Doesn't have the striking Atacama leather interior, but it does have this really nice neutral beige leather. Taking a look at the door panels here, two-tone black and the beige, accented by this metallic silver. Looks like stainless steel, but it's plastic. And a nice aluminum door pull here. Blue stitching on this black door grab. Power mirror controls, power window controls, door locks and window lockout. Padded armrest, stitched leather all the way down into the bottle holder and map pockets as well. It's a nice touch. Door speakers here, and down in the floorboards or in the entry well, you have the stainless steel with this little tread, just like on the key fob actually, and the R badge. And down here, multi-way positional seats, 3 driver memory, 8-way adjustments up and down, back and forth, and backrest. You also have the memory button here to program. And over on the driver's side instrument panel here, you have your headlamp control, instrument panel brightness and dim control, fuel door release, and your front and rear fog lamps. Alright, now let's take a look at the seats. Being an R model, the seats are very supportive. They're also very comfortable. True to Volvo reputation. Nice active head restraints here. Just really, really nice overall comfortable seats. Alrighty, now that we're inside, let's take a look around, show all the details inside the car. Nice thick leather wrapped 3-spoke steering wheel. Has a Volvo logo here in the middle, and we have some multifunction controls. Over here we have our cruise control. So we have the cruise on and off. You've got your set, accelerate and deaccelerate, resume and cancel. And then over here on the right hand side we have our audio controls, volume up and down, and our fore and aft. Multifunction controls, this controls your high beams and flash to pass, your turn signals, and your trip computer. You can reset. You can also read messages that you have or anything like that. That all shows in that little LCD screen there. And over on the right hand side we have our wiper washer controls. And taking a look at the instrument cluster, very, very nice. It breaks away from the other S60s in the fact that it has this absolutely gorgeous blue polished aluminum gauge face. You have your temperature control here, or temperature gauge here, 160 mile per hour speedometer. Vehicle currently has 120,361 miles on it. And at the base of the gauges it has these little tiny R logos. It's a nice little touch. And then coming over to the right hand side, 8,000 RPM tach with a 6,500 RPM red line and our fuel gauge. Love that blue. Looks really, really good. Alrighty, moving over the top of the dash, more of that blue stitching for the R. It's got this nice leather binnacle here. You've also got this little parking pass or anything like that holder, a little clip here in the base of the windshield. A row of speakers or defroster grids down there, and you got your speaker in the middle. The dash has actually held up very well over time. It hasn't faded, cracked, split, tore, or anything. Moving down the center of the stack, a bunch of controls here. Starting at the top, we have our active chassis settings. So you have our comfort, sport, and advanced sport modes here. 4-way flashers, and of course our air vents. Nice deep storage area here. We have an AM/FM Dolby Surround Pro Logic 2 sound system, 6-disc CD player. You've also got 6 presets, bass, treble, balance, and fader. Really nice little system here. And let's move the shift lever out of the way. We've got dual climate controls here. So we have manual or automatic recirculate, AC on and off. Here's our little fan speed control, and the little LED segment slide up as the fan gets stronger or weaker. Small little, these are actually really small, but the temperature controls for driver and passenger, panel distribution or complete auto, front and rear defrosters, front and rear heated seats, or driver and passenger heated seats, and various switches down here. We have our traction control, rear headrest dump, ultrasonic parking sensors, and our valet switch for the trunk access, and 3 more blank switches and a 12-volt power point. And of course we've also got our Geartronic lever here, sport mode actuation, really nice brushed aluminum trim all across the center console. This little roll top reveals front cup holders, and we have a padded center armrest. You can press the button on the passenger side, and it provides 2 cup holders for the rear seat passengers. Or you can press this button on the driver's side, and it opens up to reveal a nice deep storage well and a small little storage tray for the rear seat passengers to use. Overall, I feel like the interior is a really nice, well thought out place to be. Very nice and quiet, very comfortable, very refined. Even though it's a 2006 model, still fits in very well. Alright, and take a look over on top of the ceiling here. Driver's side sun visor, 3-channel HomeLink universal garage door opener. Here on the console, we have map lights and overall interior lighting, our power sunroof control, our automatic dimming rear view mirror. And the sun visors do have illuminated vanity mirrors. They do swing out, but they do not slide. You've also got fixed in place overhead assist handles and automatic height adjustable seat belts. And a little coat hook here. Like if you have a jacket on a hanger, you can hang it there. Alrighty, now let's take a look at the rear seats. Getting into the rear seat, however, is a little bit different story. It's a little bit more cramped back here, but the seats overall, once you get inside, are very comfortable. There's a nice amount of headroom, the head restraints are comfortable, and the seat back is at a nice recline. You've also got a fold-down center armrest with a storage pocket and cup holders. You can also flip the front console lid over to reveal another cup holder. And you've got a 12-volt power point, seat back mat pockets, positional B-pillar mounted air vents, and overhead assist handles. Rear seats are just a little bit more cramped than the front. They're a lot more cramped than you would expect from a car of this size. Alright, let's take a quick look at the door panels back here. They are matched to the fronts in this nice soft touch two-tone material here. It's a vinyl that feels like leather, divided by this brushed stainless steel trim plate and aluminum door pulls. Nice amount of stitching back here. Power window control, door pull, small amount of storage here, and it is still wrapped in that same leather material down here. And of course you have your door speakers. Another nice addition in Volvos is this B-pillar air vent back here. Really nice to have your own adjustable air vent, and you can also turn it on and off. A quick look at the seats reveal that they are actually overstuffed. They do seat 3 across, 60-40 split folding in fashion, head restraints on all passenger seating areas, and of course 3-point belts on all seating areas. You've also got rear overhead lighting, speakers in the back shelf. You do have a nice little fold-down center armrest that does have cup holders, and it also has an opening lid for storage. These seats are actually a little bit more aggressively bolstered because it is an R model than the rest of the S60 line. Very, very comfortable, however. As you can see, the door panels overhead, you have overhead assist handles and coat hooks. And the backs of both seats have seat back mat pockets. You do have a 12-volt power point underneath this little trap door here. Nothing in here. And we're going to flip open this lid to show you access as the cup holders if you have in need of additional. Alright, there are two ways to open the trunk. You can press and hold the trunk release button on the key fob, or underneath the Volvo logo, there's a membrane switch that'll also unlatch the trunk. As you can see, the trunk actually opens at a very wide angle. Externally mounted hinges and gas struts. Fully lined and fully carpeted in this light gray cloth, even on the trunk lid itself. It does have an emergency release. But the trunk is actually very spacious for a car of this size. Nice and flat load floor. You do have your backrest releases for your rear seats. This little panel here opens up. Doesn't really do any storage or anything, but it does keep like tools and stuff at bay. It also is a good cargo divider. You can also lift up this and it reveals battery access, compact spare tire, jack and tools, all that kind of stuff down here. And that is the trunk for the Volvo S60. And that does conclude our in-depth walk-around look at the 2006 Volvo S60 R. We hope you found the review informative, and if you did, please comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/neighborhoodcarreviews or our Instagram page at BrensoJ1. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.